Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact WatchUserBen68 for more information. Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
I mentioned at the start of the show that there is an apparent glitch that has popped itself up, or been around for a while actually, and we have ArtificialArtist in today, and he's been on a 19-month battle to try and get that sorted out. And as I said, it's kind of locked him out of collecting upwards of 1.2 million UPEX worth of visitor fees. Cheese, anything you want to say before we hand it on over to AA?
No, I think we should just hand it over and see where it goes.
Okay, so who are you and what's the problem?
Forrest a hot. Oh, were you waiting for me to say Forrest a hot?
I free the ball and you just freaking dropped it. Yes.
All right, AA, pour us a hot cup of AA.
So yeah, quick introduction. I'm ArtificialArtist. Not everyone knows my in-game name. I'm AA Holdings, and I joined Upland in August 11th, 2021, and yeah, it's been quite a ride in the beginning. So not very much after that, like about, what was that, 4 or 5 months after it, there was a bug that kind of sneaked into my account, and yeah, it's been quite a ride ever since. So I'm actually not able to play the game for 19 months.
Wow.
And it's pretty game breaking, and yeah, I'm getting ignored. You know, it doesn't seem to be a priority, and I mean, I'm a CE player. I have a 190 million net worth. And yeah, I would be much higher by now, but I couldn't really sell any lands because I would lose all the cent fees and everything. And yeah, it's put me off Upland a lot.
So
yeah,
can you show us like kind of like what it is if you share your screen and exactly what this bug is?
Let's just jump into Upland Live right now, so I can show you what's going on in there. Let's share my screen.
Yeah, so if you weren't aware, like what AA's, why he's in limbo there is he has just a crap ton of uncollected visitor fees which he can't access, and if he was to list those properties for sale, that normally transfers to the new owner. So that's kind of why he's been stuck in limbo.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna show you what's gonna happen. So I have the collection tab over here. So you see uncollected fees in
You're not on share screen, mate.
Yeah. So on the bottom, the green share screen,
sorry,
click
sorry,
that.
Sorry, just 1 second. I didn't go through with that. Yeah. So now we should see everything.
Yep, we got you.
Awesome. So yeah, this is my account. As you can see, I'm scouting around Berlin. So we have the uncollected tab over here, 1.227. I haven't collected in I think a day or something. So we'll see some fees collecting over, and but let's see what happens. So there's some nice numbers over here. And,
so it's pretty hard to read those. Like at the top, what kind of figures are you talking about there as some of the visitor fees that aren't collected? What those top ones?
It's 1.227. So the resolution is a bit low, I guess.
Yeah, but what about like that one there, the terminal one?
Terminal 1, yeah. The highest is actually Terminal 2 of 4 in Rutherford.
And what's the figure on that?
58,164.38 UPX.
Yeah, so if you were to sell that property, you're going to lose almost 60K.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't sell Rutherford, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of my home, so to speak. So all 4 terminals are leading in the cent fees, and it's basically all the train and international terminals in here leading, and then you go to a couple others. There's also a Berlin terminal in there, which is not very unimportant. But let's just do the collect all earnings and see what happens. If you can see that, so now it's stacking, and actually stacks the rent fees right now.
So it's saying that it's all collected. Your balance is updating.
Exactly. So you still see the yellow line up there, so that it's still calculating and everything. And in a few seconds, we'll see it turns white, and this just stays empty. So then if I refresh afterwards, just let's wait a couple more seconds until it's done. So
while
nothing's
that's
happening.
while that's doing its beep bop beep bop, so you're saying this started about 19 months ago. Now, before we got kicked off, Cheese and I were trying to remember way back when this was a kind of glitch for everybody back in the day, but it was fixed up.
It was fixed up pretty quickly for most people, and so far I haven't heard of anyone who has this glitch still. So yeah, the collection is done pretty much. I'm now at from 684 to 716, and now if I F5 everything, so refresh, you will see on the right side, there we go, it's back to 1.197275, so it's just under 1.2 million. The thing is, I did sell a few properties, so there's a couple of cent fees lost, and I can't really, because all the uncollected cent fees are off chain and not registered on chain. Actually, they only get registered on chain once they're collected, so I can't really even look at it, because there's a thing with the cent fees nowadays, because they actually get wiped. The statistics get wiped. So if we go to one of the Berlin props, which is in the list over here, which is the Friedrich-Ebert-Platz number 3. It's right across the German Parliament building. And if I look at the cent fees over here, if you can see that, we have 4 visitors. So one of today, 27th July, 23rd July, and 19th July. So that's the 4 cent fees. However, if I go back to the collect, and go to down, we see right here, here's the Friedrich-Ebert-Platz in here with 14,320 in fees open, or in uncollected fees. So it's plus 99 in visitors, and it's likely from the Berlin tour. So from the Berlin walkthrough tour, that property wasn't, I'm not sure if it was part of the tour itself, but since it's next to the Parliament building and I have the lowest cent fees, everyone probably sent to this property. So, but I can't even say if these numbers are accurate. So there might be more visitors who've been there, but I have no way of checking that really. You know,
Hey,
yeah.
have you recorded screen recordings of your network and your network logs and console logs and sent them to support? If you get into network log and console log and go through all of the steps you just went through with those logs being recorded, have you sent that to the support team?
I would love to do that, but support doesn't even really get in contact with me. All they say is, well, give us some time, we're looking into it. So there's no actual communication. And if I actually show you some communications that have been with other players, because I had to go through other players, about a dozen other very helpful players that I'm really thankful for. One of the players got this reply. If you can see this properly.
Yes, I'm reading it.
So it's from Tatty A. It says, we've received his email to support. This user didn't collect visitor fees for a very long time, and it has caused a big amount of uncollected fees, in parentheses, and an amount of data for transactions. Our technicians are working on a solution for such situation when users have uncollected fees for a year plus, but there is no ETA at the moment. So basically, the kind of insinuation there is that because you didn't collect your fees for a very long time, it has created a backlog of data which the code can't handle, and it's apparently glitching it out. But this kicked in before it got to this point. This, like you said, this is a 19-month battle.
Exactly. So I find that reasoning, and I didn't even get that reply. So support didn't send that to me and told me what this is all about. They, told that to another player who asked, and who has a better standing with the Upland team nowadays. I have to jump in. There's a couple of personal differences over time. I've involved myself a lot in Upland in the beginning, and things turn sour over the time. So anyhow, they say it's because I didn't collect in such a long time. But when the bug was fixed for everyone, I was still in the game. and it already persisted for me. Also, what speaks against it is the Berlin prop. That's why I showed the Berlin prop in particular, because that isn't a year ago. That's, a very recent thing, actually. So yeah, and then we have an email. So I sent my email to support or the going back on it after my hiatus. I actually had to take a break for a year because of health reasons. And so a friend of mine sent on July 14th, he sent an email to support, and he got the following reply, or she. I'm not going to reveal who that is, but hi, user AA Holdings should contact us directly from the email associated with a particular account. Thank you. So July 14th. My email is, there we go. It's a bit smaller here, from June 26th. And so I only got the regular reply, and that's pretty much all I get from Upland is, we apologize for the inconvenience this situation has caused you. We're investigating your case and we'll get back to you once we have any information. Your patience is greatly appreciated.
Is that the first time you contacted support about this?
I contacted support back in the days, and I contacted the CMs personally, because I was in personal contact with the CMs back in the days.
Yeah.
And
So
they usually talk every day, and also CMs were, after we brought this topic back up, were supposed to get back to me. I had confirmation of a couple of players who said, this and that person is going to get back to you.
Yeah. So this is a problem that popped up well before the uncollected earnings cap came in, and you were at least in the support team was at least aware that you were having this issue before the uncollected earnings cap.
Exactly. And the other thing is I had to upgrade to CE because I was still an executive level, even though I'm like for over 1.5 years now, I'm on CE level, but I never upgraded, and I had to upgrade because of the cap, because I have that 1.2 million standing.
Yeah,
and
yes.
I would be away. The cap was a different one. It was upgraded after there were a couple of complaints. And so I lost another 2 Spark because I didn't do it in a Spark week. But, that's just one of the small things. And then there's also, if, you all know, if you grind Upland, you can actually make a lot of sales. And I would be at a net worth of around 190 million right now. So, but I'm still standing at 119 because also I was disgruntled and not really had any interest in playing the game, or even now I hardly open Upland because I just get a sickening feeling every time,
Yeah,
so
sorry, I was just going to interject there.
And more into other developments.
Yeah,
and I have to say, just to throw in with other developments, I know those development teams, and they're a very different mindset, and that's what bugs me the most, because that's a game-breaking bug. And even if it only affects my account, it might affect inactive accounts too. We don't know that. And I haven't found anyone who has that, but I think that's a serious matter, and something is really off with the priority of what they're doing. Or there's personal differences involved, but that's, in my opinion, is not professional,
Yeah,
there's I haven't been perfect with how I reacted to everything as well, but I think there's level of professionalism, and that is to be expected, and there's money involved. And if people tell you, oh, that's not a big thing, I'm thinking of a $3 indie game, that you spend $3 on, and then you can't be bothered, and it's fine. But I've actually invested a lot of money into Upland and brought the game forward. And just for instance, with Portage Park, the node where I'm most heavily invested, I have over 1,000 props over there. Portage Park has also been damaged by that, or the whole development, because I couldn't develop anything, and I didn't feel like doing much there because of that. And so it doesn't really only affect me, but it affects a lot of other people indirectly as well. And it's a shame in a way, because it harms Upland itself too.
Well, I would like to interject a bit. So I love the way you came about this. I love the way you said your piece. You did a great job. Like, I know Upland watches this, right? And I know that upon seeing this and the way that it was brought about, I know that something is going to happen. Don't ask me how, I just know. I do want to ask you, because I know there was a time where you wanted to get out, and you and I had a conversation, and you kind of had a change of heart a bit, because I was just like letting you know, like, as much as you're invested, I think you can do great things within Upland. And I think if you had a chance to kind of make amends with the CMs and just kind of bury the hatchet, and because they can only bring your stuff to the devs, right? They can't really do much to fix it. They're not they're not technologically impaired or whatnot. Do you see yourself staying in Upland if the visitor fees can get fixed and you and the CMs can get to a level of, you know, good interactions?
I wouldn't be against it. However, a lot has happened in the time too, and I don't want to get into that now because that would open the can of worms in that way. I just want to throw in one thing. You know, I'm a 3D artist with over 22 years of experience, so
Yeah.
I really know what I'm talking about if I talk about 3D modeling and geometry engines, game engines, and game design itself. You know, so I really know what I'm doing there. But I don't even feel like investing myself in any way with Upland. You know, I never
I can see you doing
apply for
great
any
things
meta
though.
ventures or anything, and I wouldn't even feel like it or build anything for Upland, you know. And it's very simple. I mean, if I wanted to build a building for Upland, it would take me half an hour. You know,
Yeah.
really complex building, because it really isn't very complicated. So, or any asset for that matter, you know, utilities, whatever. But
I think so.
Now, why would you want to, you know?
But wait, because I don't want you, because you did so great. I see you getting a little emotional, which is fine, because it is money. It's a lot of money.
Nobody could blame him.
It's an investment. No one blames you on that.
No way.
But like, I think the reason why Ben and I got as far as we did is because we vent to each other. We have that outlet, you know. Maybe you didn't have that back then. Maybe if you did, like, I just feel like you get more bees with honey than vinegar. And you're very talented. I saw a lot of your stuff you showed me over the weekend, and it's incredible. Like, incredible. And I think you could do really well. And I have a feeling this is going to be resolved for you. Like, now that, like, you got it out there, it was really well said. I think this is going to be positive, but I do feel like you do have to make a decision on whether or not you do want to stay or go. And that's not something you're going to make up right now. So don't even try. Think about it, and whatnot, and know that you have friends. Look at this community right here who's welcomed you on and is listening to you, and you're getting everything out there. Upland has a great community.
Well, it's a friend of ArtificialArtist that originally reached out to me and brought this to my attention, and then I went digging on that. So yeah, you've got a lot of people in your corner, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You as well, Ben and Morchis. You know, we had a lot of contact in the beginning. Yep. I was still, before I was banned on Upland Official. Not going to get into that too, but you know, that's another story. Anyhow, there's two things with that. First, I'm very passionate about Upland, and that's why I invested in the first place, because I saw very high potential in it. And I'm very disappointed to see, coming back after a year, that there's so little development. On the other hand, I had a personal situation that was very, very tough. I lost both my parents. I had to look after them. And afterwards, I had 5 years of lawsuits, which only ended at the beginning of this year. And health issues and everything at the same time. So my nerve costume was a bit thin too. And that's not seen, obviously, in the communications and everything.
Yeah.
And the community, just I want to put that in because that's really important to me. I've never lost track with the community and never lost touch with them. I mean, there's even in here, there's a lot of people that I've been acquainted with a long time, and there's a lot of servers that I'm on and that I involve myself with. So the community has never been in question with that. It's just Upland itself, you know, and Upland is the community. That's the thing, and I feel like, you know, Upland doesn't really understand their community, you know, and they're making big mistakes right now, I think, with what they're doing, and I wish they would act differently, you know. but
Absolutely.
the community has always been out of question, and that's why I'm still here. The only reason, and I don't open Upland, but I'm on Discord all day. So
Nice.
whenever
Yeah.
I have the time. And,
Umbrella Boy did mention in chat, well, why couldn't you just like swap or sell that property to a trusted person to transfer the fees and then send them back to you? That's something that Angela, myself, and you have been in discussions with. However, we don't know. Even if we do test that and it's successful, we don't know if that's going to reset that glitch. It may just be the glitch starts all over again. So ultimately, this is a very serious problem that he has, that it needs to be addressed, because users should be able to step away from the game for like AA had something come up in real life that took his attention and focus away. You should be able to step away from a blockchain-based game and come back 1 or 2 years later, whatever it is, and pick things up and run with it. It shouldn't be a case of, well, you're on holidays or whatever it was, and bad luck for you. Sure, they've got the uncollected earnings cap, but that's a different kind of kettle of fish. So I don't know. Just to wrap up on, because I got to get to work, unfortunately. What would a resolution look like for you?
Fix the bug, and then let's see where we can go after that, because I can't even play the game right now. And just for the fix, it's 2,000 properties, so just doing the swapping will take a long time. And the Berlin plot, that's why I showed it, indicates that the bug would continue after that. So because that's a new property, and it has the same effect like all the other ones. So I can't collect the SEM fees on that too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm all for peace and everything. But if I get push out, and for me, that's a bad situation, and
I don't think you'll get pushed out. I will talk after this. I don't think you will.
Clearly it's a very serious glitch or whatever it is. It needs to be fixed. It can't be just, well, that happened to you because you went away for a while. So it's something that needs to be addressed. So no. And we'd just like to thank you for jumping in, and especially I believe it was Angry Ursula that reached out to me in the first place to bring it to my attention as well. So thank you for jumping on, mate. I appreciate it. We will stay in touch, and please stay in touch to let us know how things develop, and we'll, assuming that it all gets fixed up, we'll get that out there